Paxson's greetings from a warm San Diego, California, the San Diego Sports Arena. Hello, everyone. I'm Pete Liebengood along with Irv Brown. And Merry Christmas to you all, a belated Merry Christmas to all of you along the ESPN network. And I guess we're talking about Christmas. The San Diego Clippers have had their problems of late, and every team that comes in here, it's kind of Christmas. Irv Brown?
They haven't won. They've only won 4 times. And yet, I really believe, Pete, this ball club could be a 500 team come January the rest of the year. They got an outstanding front line. They don't know how to win. I think that's their biggest problem. They need to learn how to win. They got some talent.
Let's talk Portland right now. They're coming in here red hot. They have won 8 of their last 9 ball games, and their guy is Jimmy Paxson all the way.
Jimmy Paxson moves without the basketball as well as anybody in the NBA. He's an unselfish player. He seems to get a shot off when you would least expect it. Just an outstanding player. Besides that, he's very intelligent. He's another coach on the floor.
San Diego, on the other hand, has the top rookie in the NBA. We're talking about Terry Cummings out of DePaul. He is outstanding.
He really is outstanding. The guy will rebound every night. Reminds me a lot of Buck Williams, plus he can take you inside and hammer it down. He's the 7th leading scorer in the NBA. He's going to be around for a long, long time. He is a player.
The big news tonight, big redhead who used to play for Portland led them to a championship.
Lineups, first of all, for the 4 and 23 San Diego Clippers, this is the way they'll be matching up. At 1 forward position, it'll be 6'11" Tommy Chambers. Chambers coming in averaging just a shade over 16 points per game. At the other forward, it'll be the great rookie, Terry Cummings. His time on the court has been somewhat limited after that fainting spell just last week. Still, though, he's averaging 23 points per game. The big man, Big Red, Bill Walton, averaging 13 a game. Beginning this week, his 2-a-week syndrome. Hopefully, in a month, he'll be playing full-time for the San Diego Clippers. Also at the guard positions, Craig Hodges, young man who had 23 against Los Angeles the other night, averaging 8 points, another rookie. And Randy Smith, the veteran, at 6'3", 180 pounds. Paul Silas runs the show for the San Diego Clippers with a career record of 57 and 134. As far as Portland goes, this is the way they shape up. Calvin Nat averaging just about 19 a game for the 17 and 12 club. At the other forward, Michael Thompson checks in at 16 points per. Wayne Cooper will be starting as well in the front wall, averaging about 8 points per game, big with the boards, though. The big man with the gun, Jimmy Paxson, 22 points against Seattle. An impressive performance. That's just his season average last evening. And Darnell Valentine will start at the other guard. He's averaging around 14. Jack Ramsey, their coach, over 600 career wins in the National Basketball Association. The referees for tonight's matchup, it'll be Tom Nunez and Wally Rooney. John, an important game for Bill Walton especially.
Well, it's his debut in a sense. He had a great game the other night against the Lakers and Kareem. He outscored and out-rebounded him, I believe, in that game. It was very close, and that's plenty. I think the difference, though, Wayne Cooper has changed the Portland team around since he's been in the lineup. They've been winning. Be a great matchup with those two. I think that Portland's coming along great, no question about it, but it's a different lineup now with Walton back and Terry Cummings, one of the best. Iron deficiency. He can only play 6 minutes a quarter, so he's going to make those 6 minutes count. Very important.
That's John Andres. I'm George Grant. We'll be back at halftime to update you on everything that's happening in the NBA. We're set for National Basketball Association activity, Portland and the San Diego Clippers.
Thank you very much. Thank you, George and John. And we were talking, you were anyway, about Bill Walton and his return the other night against the Lakers. And he had 15 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 block shots. His best outing of the 8 he has played with San Diego. You see him right there wearing the goggles because he got a fracture in the cheekbone in a ball game 2-3 weeks ago. Ran into an old teammate, Maurice Lucas. The Clippers in white, new uniforms for the Clippers. Tom Chambers takes the tip and goes all the way for a quick 2.
But that didn't take long. Chambers, an outstanding rookie out of Utah, averaging 17 a game.
Jim Paxson with basketball. Valentine is the point man. Calvin Nat, the second leading scorer for Portland, gives off to the leading scorer. That is Paxson, who had 22 the other night. And there's the big redhead scooping it off. This is Hodges, a rookie, a third-round draft choice out of Long Beach State, a little out of control. The rebound to Cummings, 2 for the guy, the rookie from DePaul, the number 2 pick in the draft.
Pete, they run pretty good with Hodges. Of course, nobody outlets like Walton. You mentioned those goggles. He did pick up the injury. Plus, he got 7 stitches before the season even started when he ran into Chambers. Wally Rooney has a foul underneath.
Foul is on San Diego. Terry Cummings draws the foul. That is the first foul of the basketball game. Paxson inbounding. Paxson. 22 points in that win for Portland over Seattle the other night, or yesterday, as a matter of fact, as we have Cooper starting for the 10th time at center. Over to Michael Thompson, who's much more comfortable in that forward role. Thompson Paxson hitting on 15 a game. Here's Nat from about 16 feet, and he gets it.
Calvin really the heart and soul of that scoring, along with Paxson and Thompson. Those big three will get it done for Portland.
Here's Hodges, played for Tex Winter at Long Beach State, was a 4-year starter there. Good defensive ball player, picks up a lot of steals. This is Chambers on a high post, backdooring it to Al Wood, who is in the starting lineup for Randy Smith. We'll see a lot of Randy Smith, though, tonight.
You mentioned Wood. Now, they've been trying to use him some at that off guard. Here's another look. Chambers from the high post. A good pass inside, and there's the foul by Paxson. But talking about Wood, they've had a problem with that off guard. And of course, whoever draws Paxson has got a problem anyway. Paxson's an outstanding player.
Into Walton. And he gets his first two. Walton, on the season, averaging 13 points a ball game in his 8 ball games with the San Diego Clippers. Ball across midcourt and decides to call a timeout. So the Trailblazers want to talk things over. They find themselves trailing San Diego by a count of 6-2 here at the Sports Arena in San Diego. We're trailing the Los Angeles Lakers as you look at Jack Ramsey. 5 games behind L.A. was Portland with a 17-12 record. Jack Ramsey, and then you look at his counterpart, Paul Silas over there, his ball club, 17 games out of first place behind the Lakers, a record of 4-23. That's the worst record in the NBA prior to the start of tonight's play. Houston and Cleveland were 4-22. Houston is about to pick up loss number 23 against the Lakers. Nat going up with the ball. He is fouled by Cummings, I believe. Check it, it's Hodges.
Take another look. The skills of Calvin Nat here. Just an outstanding player. Strong inside, got the great legs. There's the foul as Hodges hits him on the arm. So Calvin, out of Northeast Louisiana, will get a pair.
Nat at the free throw line is an 80% shooter. Second best on the ball club to Jim Paxson. Well, he's 50% tonight. Block shots, and he is nipped for a foul.
Cooper's really helped this ball club. Came over in the trade for Kelvin Ramsey, the point guard that went to Dallas. Here's the redhead, goes underneath, and Cooper goes up, does a pretty good job. He gets called for the foul, so the redhead will get a pair. He stayed in shape by riding his bicycle, lifted a lot of weights. He says it's just a great feeling, Pete, to be able to run and not think about it.
Walton makes it 7-3 Clippers. Valentine quickly up. Valentine shaping into an outstanding point guard for the Portland Trailblazers. He is checked out of there. Again, give credit to Walton on the check. Here come the Clippers. Terry Cummings bringing it up to the corner to Hodges. Cummings working on Cooper. Walton with a tip. Second time.
They are really tough on the boards anyway, and then they get Walton in there instead of Whitehead. It's something else.
Walton now with 5 as he's the leading scorer of the ball game. Chambers on Cooper. Top of the circle. High post. Valentine, 14 a game. His shooting percentage up to 48 from 41 a year ago. Cooper, good hustle on the rebound. Chambers picked up by Al Wood. Talked about Wood's shooting problems. Herb shooting 36% as that ball will be awarded to San Diego. Wood is fourth round pick, fourth player selected last year out of North Carolina. He really hasn't developed.
Well, he's got a guaranteed contract. Hodges knocks him down. Well, here's the kid. You're talking about a bloomer. This guy was around in the 3rd round, and I can't believe somebody didn't go for him. I really like him. He can run. He led Tex Winters in assists, and he can shoot a little bit, as you just saw.
48 selection, had a career high 23 against the Lakers, and it's Walton with the outlet. And here come the Clippers. 2 on 3. Behind the back is Hodges. Has the tendency to get a little out of control, but that's the rookie. Back to Wood, they'll slow it up.
Walton comes up. He's not in shape. He told me that before the ball game, but quite honestly, you don't have to be in as good a shape when you're the center. You get the ball in the outlet a lot. He'll play 32 minutes tonight.
Hodges again, and it is 13-3 Clippers. We have a whistle.
Cooper and Walton got tangled up, and Jack Ramsey will hustle in Kenny Carr. He's getting beat badly on the boards now. Jack's smart. He'll bring Carr in to muck it up a little bit.
Well, this is what Jack Ramsey got Wayne Cooper for, was the boards to help in that front line. And since he has come in as a starter, they have not been out-rebounded in 9 games. As Valentine misses, Chambers off the glass, they have a whistle. Check it. It's over here now. Thought I heard a whistle somewhere. Cooper
great pass by Hodges. Walton got it started with a rebound, and thus far it's been one shot for the Trailblazers, and they want another timeout. They're in trouble. They're down 15-3.
Well, we told you, don't think about the records, because we had a feeling. Walton on his second successive night, and things beginning to fit together for the talent-laden San Diego Clippers. Director, or publicity director, I guess they call it now in the NBA. That's right. With the San Diego Clippers. Folks watching in Washington, D.C. So from Jim Dunlap, hello to Mom and Dad and family back there. Basketball here, 15-3. The Clippers on top of the Portland Trailblazers. Paxson working low post to Michael Thompson. Kind of a running hook shot. Rebound by Kenny Carr into the ball game. Kenny Carr, the sixth man for the Trailblazers now, gets tied up and is called for traveling by Wally Rooney.
Carr is matched up with Tommy Chambers. Of the three, Chambers not as good defensively as Cummings and Walton. This time does a good job. He forces a turnover.
Wood guarded by Paxson. Wood finding the range. He's had an awful difficult time. He was the third career scorer in North Carolina history. He's having trouble here. All the way is Valentine. Hodges on him. But it is Walton who sends it into the seats.
And that's what the Redhead will do for you. As we pointed out, this is not a good defensive ball club. I'll guarantee you one thing. You funnel in, things into the guy from UCLA, and you don't have to be that good on defense. At least you're not going to give up anything inside.
He's averaging 4 blocks a game, is Walton. This is Michael Thompson. Up once, and Walton knocks that one away. And here come the Clippers on a roll. Wood pulls it up. In and out. Rebound to Valentine. They'll go the other way. Jack Ramsey's club can run. He likes 30 breaks a game at least. Thompson almost jammed it, and then Sluck rolled it, and it almost came out. 17-5 Clippers.
Michael did a great job out of the University of Minnesota from the Bahamas. We got to wish everybody Merry Christmas down there. He says ESPN is big in the Bahamas. Hello down there.
That's right. He says they have those big dishes down there. They can pick him up. They watch him all the time in Nassau. Walton to a low posting Chambers, and we have a whistle against the Trailblazers. It's on Kenny Carr. That's the third Portland team foul. Chambers to the free throw line. Chambers with 4 points. Make it 5. Chambers averaging 17 on the season, 17.1, just under his rookie year. Michael Brooks, third-year player out of LaSalle, who is the Clippers' sixth man, checks into the lineup.
Mentioned, Pete, that Paul Silas has a lot of talent up front. A lot of people making phone calls out here. I was in Detroit the other night. They're trying to get a frontline player. Hodges gets a rebound. Great pass.
Brooks missing once, and the rebound goes out to Michael Thompson, who is way down in the rebounding department, 9 from 11 last year. Rebound this time to Calvin Natt, perhaps Portland's most consistent player. He is fouled, and it counts. And the Trailblazers trying to get back in this basketball game.
Natt did a great job. He got the Redhead up off his feet. Here's another look. You don't fool Walton that many times, even with the layoff of a couple of years. So Calvin knocks it down. He can cut the lead to 10, that is.
And he does just that. 18-8. Biggest lead has been 12. Hodges quickly bringing it up. Chambers, who has been on a hot streak, 28-21 his last 2 ball games after falling into a slump, and San Diego retains, and a new timer.
That's one of the things that San Diego lacks. They don't have good outside shooting from their forwards. In other words, they've got to penetrate to do some things to foul before the shot. The forwards are really tough and they're very aggressive, but you see a lot of teams pack it in. And you'll see it more and more with Walton playing more.
Well, they only have 1 ball player shooting 50% from the floor.
Pass that time from Brooks, who played for Lefty Irvin at LaSalle. Trailblazers keep the spread to try and negate Walton.
Paxson baseline.
I think when I say they, Tommy Nunez gets him off the glass, and that's automatic in the NBA. If you touch it off the glass, there's a call, and it is correct.
Going the other way again, the Trailblazers. Paxson, Chambers in pursuit. Foul call. Basket does not go. I'll go back to Walton because this is only the second time that he has played the Portland Trailblazers. was in 1980. He scored 13 points and had 4 rebounds as San Diego beat Portland 118 to 104.
You got to look at his old coach, Jack Ramsey, and his old teammate, Dave Twardzik, doing some radio. And it was interesting watching Twardzik interview Lionel Hollins, who's had some knee problems here with the Clippers. That was a great basketball team.
Indeed it was. Paxson converts them both. He has 4 points now. Actually, Ramsey and Ron Culp, the trainer, are the only 2 left from those days when Portland won the championship. Paxson on a 3-on-3. Off the backboard and goes home for Paxson, so the Blazers trying to cut it down.
That's what he does best, Pete. He can shoot from any angle. The Blazers have cut this thing down to 6. It's a very consistent basketball team. We saw them early when they were struggling. They've been playing very well.
Wood is fouled as he attempts to go baseline. Darnell Valentine.
Wood does a good job going to the hole here, putting a decision on the official here. And Valentine will pick up the foul. Al Wood played for Dean Smith. As you pointed out, Pete, the 3rd all-time leading scorer. Had a tough time finding himself. They've gone from small forward to big guard. Has never really settled into the one position in the NBA.
Well, guard is where they've got him now. And he hits 2 at 75% from the line. And, 22 to 14. Darnell Valentine has a thumb up. I assume that means a 1. 12 seconds on the timers. It is Nat looking for Carr, who had his back turned to it. Now they got him for a traveling violation. San Diego will inbound. That's the Clippers, their problems. 4 of 23 this year. Counting a 19-game losing string they went on last year as Hodges goes from the corner. No basket. And it's an offensive foul being called on Bill Walton. That is his 2nd foul. San Diego Clippers have won only 8 of their last 66 ball games. They've really been struggling.
And it's really hard to believe because they do have some ability. They've got some talent. Here's a foul spotted by Tommy Nunez. We got to look at Paul Silas, the coach. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do more things than couldn't shoot a lick. He played for the Celtics. He kept them alive. Just did what you had to do to win. Same way when he was at Creighton. And I'm convinced if you locked him in the gym, he couldn't have got one. Came a long way without being able to shoot the basketball.
Michael Brooks caught with an elbow. This is Nav's the free throw line. Certainly Paul Silas is not used to losing as a player. He played for 3 world champions and was in the playoffs 14 of his 16 years in the NBA. This is a different story for him.
And Pete, you talk to Paul. He really believes that they can come along and be a very competitive ball club in January. And I got to believe, this team draws well on the road. They're not drawn here, but they do draw extremely well on the road. They got some people folks want to see.
Michael Brooks. The rebound to Michael Thompson. Number 43, working a little bit better at the forward spot than he was at center. He struggled at the beginning of the year. I told you he's grabbing 9 a game in rebounds. Valentine hanging in the air, struggle for the rebound. Nat doesn't like the call. It's going to go against Nat.
Loose ball fall on Calvin Knapp. The action was pretty good inside, and Michael Brooks will go to the line. 22-15 with 3:44 remaining. Clippers have the advantage.
Portland in the penalty situation on Nat's foul, his 2nd, so Brooks will go to the free throw line in the penalty. Michael Brooks at the free throw line, only 64%. San Diego Clippers, as you look at Brooks, we're going to look at this ball.
Oh, here's the missed shot by Valentine, and Nat is called for being on Brooks's back.
I'm telling you, when they get Jerome Whitehead out here, who wears goggles as well, that is Michael Thompson on the roll. Chambers with the rebound. Chambers his 2nd rebound of the evening. Get Jerome Whitehead and Walton out here along with Michael Brooks, and they look like Debo. And then behind the Foster Grant. More goggles in this team than you can take a stick at. Chambers, the rebound is to Nat. Portland sweeping to the defensive rebound that time. The defensive board. Paxson kinds of trouble with Paxton, who has hit 21 and 21 in their 2 previous meetings this season. Should tell you that San Diego trails them zip 2 as Michael Thompson gets back to his center's role here with Cooper out of there.
Well, that was impressive that time because he posts up the redhead low, takes it right to him, cuts the lead to 7.
4 points for Thompson, who is averaging just 15-8 on this season, where he was over 21 last year. Walt, famous lob and taken to the hoop in the air, but he couldn't get it. Paxton, fast break. Carr slams it home. It's good. He fouled.
Silly foul by Tommy Chambers. Carr went hard to the hole, had a puppy, and Paul Silas will hustle Jerome Whitehead in.
They can cut the lead to only 4. San Diego 12 points at the beginning of this ball game. 2:31 left in the first quarter.
Take a look at the stuff. Kenny Carr, an off-season acquisition, stuffs it. Carr's a rugged rebounder. He'll get after it a little bit. He's got a chance to cut the lead to 4. Walton is out. Jerome Whitehead, and what a job this guy's done. He was supposedly out of the league. He's just come on, done a very competitive job. Pete Newell has worked hard with him at the camp, and you can see the difference.
3 points for Carr. Had 13 rebounds in that ball game, the win over Seattle the other afternoon. Valentine quickly up against Hodges. Hodges had a hard time staying with Valentine. Paxton doesn't get it, but here's Hodges for the transition. We've got a 3-on-2 working behind the back. And a rookie mistake. A little too much in a hurry. Hodges averaging about 4 assists a game for the San Diego Clippers. Carr working on Chambers. Spins, then gets the roll. Carr upping his point total to 5 here. It's 24-22. The Trailblazers are just pecking away at it.
Well, they're a very consistent ball club. They stay with what they do well. They weather that early onslaught. Of course, Carr was just outstanding with that move. He just took it from Chambers, made it look easy.
I would have to say, as we look at Jerome Whitehead in the ballgame now, for Bill Walton. Whitehead missing the shot to Paxton, zings it, and it's taken away. It was intended for Carr. The Clippers will bring it up. Boy, Whitehead is